On the air tonight, an elderly woman nearly beaten to death in Detroit. Police believe the attack may have stemmed from a landlord-tenant dispute. Fox News' Andrea Isom live now on Detroit's west side with the story. Andrea.
You know, Huel, this was never about money. This landlord did not need the money. She rented to these young ladies because she was trying to be a good citizen. She loves Detroit, and she was just trying to do the right thing for these young ladies. But things did not go well. She wanted them to get out, so she was evicting them.
It grieves me. It was very painful. I've never seen my mother like this, and to see what they did, undescribable.
If seeing images like this no longer upsets you, no longer infuriates you, no longer hurts you, then you have become part of the problem in Metro Detroit and nowhere near part of the solution.
I would prefer to be part of the solution.
It's absurd. A 76-year-old woman, that's someone's mother, grandmother. We think of our seniors as someone that we protect, not someone that we harm. So it's very disheartening.
On Tuesday, there was unrest on the west side of the city on Steel Street. It was coming from this house, where 76-year-old Constance Retland resides, though she is now in the ICU at Sinai Grace Hospital. David is her son.
My mother has called the 12th district and asked for assistance.
Many times, and when she calls police, promptly, the cops come. DPD Deputy Chief Renee Hall explains what's taken place in the past.
There were multiple complaints that we have on record, but most of them were landlord-tenant.
Ms. Retland called complaining about the chaos and commotion coming from her young tenants who are renting the upper portion of her property.
There was a lot of activity that she was not comfortable with going back and forth, and I think at some point she feared for her safety and she wanted the tenants gone.
Ms. Retland had grown tired of tolerating the tomfoolery, the nonsense. So she was in the process of evicting the two ladies on the lease. But on Tuesday, David tells us there was more drama.
It may be 2 people on the lease, but it ends up being 20 people in the residence. So something has to happen from a legal perspective of how to get these people out faster as far as evictions.
Because maybe what happened earlier this week in broad daylight would not have.
Somebody broke into her house, stole 3 televisions, and brutally beat her.
Someone knew her level of vulnerability. It could have been someone who frequents the location regularly, and they saw an opportunity to take advantage.
She has contusions on the skull where they hit her with this heavy glass lamp. She has stitches where they broke her nose. They broke her eye sockets. They also broke her jaw.
I don't know the words to describe someone who would do such a thing. A monster.
It seems almost animalistic.
Getting back on her feet will be a long, painful process. Ms. Retland needs extensive reconstructive surgery, which starts on Friday. It was her brother who found her inside her home several hours after she was viciously attacked.
He found her laying in a pool of blood.
We were able to obtain some DNA from some property in the house, and we're hoping that'll give us some leads.
David drafted a letter to the chief of police and to city council expressing his outrage. And when it comes to a downright cruel and calculated crime like this, he is not the only one.
The Detroit Police Department will not stand for this kind of behavior. We pledge that we will find who this individual is, and we're coming after you.
Justice will be served. In time, I don't care how long, justice will be served.
Clearly, police do not know who committed this crime right now, but the timing of that eviction is very suspicious. You know, the day this happened and the days prior, there were plenty of people all over that place. I mean, everywhere. But since this happened, no one has come back. If you know anything at all about what took place that day, do not sit on that information. Please call Crime Stoppers or call Detroit Police. Reporting live, I'm Andrea Isom on The Edge.
Well, Andrea, your heart goes out to this 76-year-old woman. When she finally recovers from all of this physically, you have to wonder if she will ever recover psychologically.
I know. And will she go back home? You know, her son says they obviously want her to come live with them, and they have for many, many years, but she's a strong woman, loves the city, and she says, you know, I want to stay here, and she will, you know, did not leave. They believe she'll want to go back, but her family wants that street, Steel Street, to be a different place if mom returns. They want all those boarded and abandoned houses to be boarded up, and they want people, all collectively, the neighbors, to be more neighborly and watch out for each other much more than what happened on that day.
We want our mothers to be safe at all times, no question.
I know.
Andrea,
God
thank
bless
you.
her.